There we go.
Hey, we made it. We're live.
Are we?
Yeah. Holy
Oh,
crap.
that only took 20 minutes.
Right. Um, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Death Scenes and Cemeteries. As you can see, I have family with me tonight. Renee had a family emergency, so I have the paranormal consultant and the Wicked Queen, Matt Barron, and his wonderful wife, and my sister from another Mr. Umbry. Um,
The not so pinky pie.
the not so pinky pie, since she didn't
Also,
dye her hair back yet.
I just want to do a shout out really quick. It is my dad's 60th birthday today.
Yes.
Well, happy birthday, Dad.
He is officially an old man.
Her
At
words.
60 years old. Does he get the discount yet?
He got a discount at 55.
Okay. Start to say he's got to get the discount to be considered the old man.
Well, he got a discount on his cell phone bill and stuff. I think now he can get discounts at restaurants.
Yes.
He gets the senior discount.
Yes.
Yes. Start to say, does he get that free morning coffee from McDonald's? That's what I'm asking.
Yes, he
That's
can
when
now.
you know
Yes.
you've made it.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters now is he can get the senior discounts at restaurants and fast food places.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever.
I'm still just sharing all this out.
Him and Mom can go to the movies now, and he can get the senior discount for his ticket.
Heck yeah. I mean, if he pays for both right then and stuff under his name, then he should get it for both. I'm just saying there are ways around it.
He can
Where
buy
have you
them
gotten shared
online.
to, Matt? Exactly.
Oh, I'm sharing it. Don't worry. I'm sharing it everywhere.
Do we have it on Parapost and on Global?
We can. Yeah.
Because we were kind of told to.
Yeah, we really were. And we're not supposed to ask anymore.
No.
Oh, wait, no, that's just about Global Ghost Hunt stuff, which. Uh-oh. Don't hate me.
Uh-oh.
Don't hate me.
What did you do?
I just subscribed to the YouTube channel.
Matt!
I'm not subscribed either.
I am now. I'm not surprised by that.
Listen here, y'all. Listen here.
See, me, I'm surprised by. Her, man. I'm not. It's like, okay, well. I don't even know if she's subscribed.
Actually, I'm not really surprised.
I don't even know.
But it is good to see both of you. Good to have both of you on here. Of course, me and Matt's had our adventures live recently anyway.
Yes.
And hopefully we'll be able to get around to doing more of that.
Oh, I guarantee it. If it's you and me, I can.
And by the way, Pink Pie, this link never changes, so it's always the link to Death Scenes and Cemeteries, and I have the other one for the other show.
Mama!
Oh, okay.
That way I can say, hey, come hang out with me, and we'll talk about silly things and stupid serial killers.
Hi, Mom. I see Mom.
Okay, Jenny. Hi,
Hi,
Mama.
Hey. I have a Jenny.
My mama loves me.
Jenny. We call her Jenny.
Pitter patter.
Let's get at her.
That's a different show there, Matthew. If you're going to talk like that, you got to smell like maple syrup.
Too late.
Too late.
One step ahead.
Well, Brian smells like maple syrup, so he gets a free pass to talk like that.
Right?
No, I'm not touching that one.
And speaking of Brian, like we said, we are going to be on Parapost Network Central because Brian told me to put the show on there. So we are.
Jared.
And we are now live on Global Ghost Hunt, which is one event this year in October. The dates are coming for you. And if we have more than enough teams, the dates are going to expand.
Actually, we do have dates. A little sneak preview. It's going to be October 16th to the 26th. But like Raven just said, if we get more teams, because obviously, as you guys have probably heard, This year is free, which is really cool. Free, like zero, nada, nothing. You pay nothing to join.
Nothing at all.
Nope. And if we get overwhelmed, we will extend it out. Brian just doesn't know if we're going to extend it before or after. Probably, I'm assuming after. Get it a little closer to Halloween.
Why am I always off the last like 4 days of the Global Ghost Hunt every fucking year? Ever since I started my new job, I'm off the last 4 days because that's my 4 day.
I mean, hell yeah.
That's 4 days of chaos. Yay.
But that's
Yes, 4
why,
days of
that's
chaos.
when we have to do our thing though, because it's literally the only time I'm able to do it.
Well, depending on where I'm at, I'm going to be taking off. I'm definitely taking off for the 10 days.
I don't know
There's
if
so
you'll.
much.
I don't know if you'll be able to up at Dunham's.
Don's I should be able to.
Dunham's you'll be able to. Definitely not at my work though.
Well, if I do get it at your work, I'll be done by the time GGH starts anyway, so it won't really matter.
Yeah, you only work 7 to 3.
It'll just be very long days.
Yeah, if he gets a job at my work, he'll be working 7 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Oh, very nice. My work is starting to pick up. I'm starting to get more hours and stuff, so we'll see how that goes on top of school. So, hooray, schoolwork.
Yay, homework.
It's a lot of work, but I'm enjoying it and it's worth it. So, that's what's going to make the difference as to what I do next.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Of course, this year Scarefest, the announcements have already started. They're already up and kicking. This is the third weekend of October in Lexington, Kentucky every year. And the first person that they announced, the first guest they announced for this year is Robert England.
Oh,
Yes.
oh boy. I'm taking a road trip, just saying.
And
I may not.
Friday they do Scarefest Radio on Facebook on the Scarefest page and Scarefest Weekend Friends page, and they will be announcing one or two more guests this weekend. So that is exciting. We also have somebody coming from Reanimator this year, which we had a wonderful collection of them last year. Of course, Spirit Mechanics will be there like we do every year. This Thursday, we are doing tarot nights. So if you all want free tarot readings, come visit us on Spirit Mechanics Facebook page,
Great.
YouTube, and we'll do some card readings.
Great.
It starts at 8:30 p.m.
Great group. A lot of fun. I miss the boys.
Yeah, I haven't really got to see them a whole lot between work and school and just distance and stuff, which, it's mainly just driving to Lexington and stuff. But, when you don't really have the time at the moment, they keep changing my schedule, and it's going from anywhere from having several days off to having 2 days off a week. It's usually not on the days of the local event. Next local event hits actually the weekend of Valentine's Day. They have an event, so.
Is it going to be live?
No, this is our local market that we do. It's a mystical market.
Okay.
Yep. And so we will have peoples there. Depending on how my schedule changes, because they changed it again, I'm going to try to do at least one day this month. And of course, March, we have 2 events coming up, and I will be at both of those events.
Mm-hmm.
And I will be going live while I'm there.
Better. Which
and running around like crazy.
Which speaking of places and events, next time you actually stop in the area instead of frickin' drive by like you did last time, we've got a new place to show you for crystals, gems, a bunch of different things. We need to get back up there, to be honest with you. But
nice.
Yeah. When we were there last, it's a fairly new store, and the husband, I explained everything about GGH and Parapost and everybody who we're involved with, and they were so like excited to hear all about it. And I just haven't gotten back up there to actually see them. But I mean, it's a literal hole in the wall place. But my God, do they have a selection?
I mean, that's always the cool thing.
And they have a salt room too. If you know what a salt room is, folks, for like therapy and
Yes.
therapeutic stuff,
It's so nice.
it's nice. It's very nice, and they like dude was only gonna charge us like what $1 or something a minute, or something like $15 for 30 minutes or
It's
something like that.
it's their prices, and this isn't just like a price he was gonna give us. This is their prices. It's
Yeah.
$15 for 30 minutes, and $20 for I think he said 2 hours
No, 45
or 45.
and like 30 for an hour.
30 for an hour.
But I mean, they're good deals, and it was really funny. And I wish I had the name of it down here, but the card's upstairs. But when we were telling them all about it, and
Tree of
everything-
Life.
Tree of Life, that's right. When we were telling them, I don't fucking know. I barely know what
I
day it is.
remember all my metaphysical shops, thank you, because they are my happy place.
Oh, you also take your member berries. You member. I don't members.
I had mushy brain earlier. You were confusing the fuck out of me.
I always had mushy brains. So welcome to my health.
Mushy
But-
brain.
But no, it was when we were telling them everything about it and saying, it's a really nice shop. And dude just kept throwing us free shit. I'm not saying he'll do that for everybody. But Wicked Queen kept coming up and saying, oh, well, I'm going to pick this up. And he goes, okay, take it. And then she goes, no, we're going to pay for it. He goes, no, take it. And he goes, you know what, here's some bracelets. Take these. Oh, here, take this. Here, take that. And, I mean, we only spent, I think, $15.
Well,
But we
it's like
got,
that yes or no,
$60 worth of
that
stuff.
yes, no, or maybe board I got.
Yeah.
It was only $10. I was gonna pay for it, and he gave it to me for free.
It's got it's a dowsing board that she got that she wanted.
I've
She's
been wanting one.
Yeah, she's been wanting one, but
I mean, hell yeah.
I ain't gonna bitch.
Dowsing boards are fun, especially when you use your pendulum and such.
Uh-huh. Now I just need to find a stand. I want to get a stand for the pendulum, but I can never find one.
Amazon
Build one.
We're not starting Amazon. No.
or build
We all
one.
remember what happened on What the Paranormal whenever we started on Amazon.
Shut up.
Which I have new things on my shopping list.
But no, we could build one.
Did you find your duck keyboard yet?
Yeah, it's right here under enter. Still trying to find the any key. I don't know where that is. I've been looking all over.
The any key? Yeah, I can never find the any key either.
He's so lucky though, because they had duck keycaps, like little duck keycaps at Five Below. I was gonna get them for him for Christmas, but they
Duckies.
rotated their stock.
Duckies.
Aw.
Duckies.
Oh,
I have
no.
duckies. I have duckies. I have a ducky here. And then I have a squishy duck on my camera.
I still want to get those little tiny ducks that I've seen and take them to work and place them random places.
I want to do the googly eyes. I
And
still say
then
we do googly eyes.
Tell the coworkers I trust to find the ducks.
Oh,
I am not sure where they're at, but I have the one ducks that you can get in different characters.
Oh
And
yeah,
I have the set that are Ghostbusters
nice.
that was
you got
given
me
to me.
Pennywise.
Yeah,
I've got to find those.
yeah. I don't know.
But Jerry Brudos is the
Oh
subject
yeah, that's
of conversation tonight. It sure is. Well, we've got to give allowances to taking, discuss things before we get into people that strangle others.
only took 15 minutes, but fuck it.
So anyway, Pinkie Pie. No,
I'll just sit here.
if she reaches across and just wraps her hands around Matt's throat tonight, just ignore it. They're married. He deserves it sometimes. Like that,
Don't make me come up. You know what?
What are you gonna do?
Love you. Ow.
And that.
There you go. There's some views for you.
I don't want your dog drool on me.
Hashtag.
Hey, I resemble that remark.
There you go. There's some content for you, Raven. You can put
Yes,
that in the
I'll
description.
find that and turn that into a reel just for you all.
Insult and bitch slapped.
Salt bitch slapped. Deservedly so. She was like, I did not ask for this. Leave me alone. Don't touch me. Um,
Thank God your parents are in Florida.
I know.
We'd be questioned so much.
Uh-huh.
Oh shit.
I people don't question me anymore. They're like, oh, it's just raining. It's fine.
Jeff, right?
Yeah. Jerry Brudos was a shoe fetishist and had began his fantasies as young as 5 years old.
Gross.
You know,
Um,
first of all, dude's from South Dakota. Nothing going on there.
yeah.
Most kids want to, be, baseball players, astronauts. I mean, 1939, he's probably thinking about a policeman or cowboy or whatever. No, he wants speed. Parents should have saw something.
Well, there were two instances that started at when his around that age. One was they had a um, teenage girl that was friends of the family and stuff, and said she wasn't feeling well, and her parents said that she can go in this room and lay down for a while. And while she was asleep and stuff, he went in there and saw her feet and saw her high heels and became extremely fascinated and like tried to rip them off her feet and stuff, and but woke her up and she just told him to leave the room.
Yeah.
A while later, he found a pair of high heels at the dump, the local dump, and took them home and hid them. But then had them out and was showing them to his mom and put them on his feet, and she jumped him for it. She was
Oh,
already mean to him because she wanted a girl instead of another boy,
yeah.
you know. And so he said he'd get rid of them. He hid them and would still wear them until she found them again. Then she beat him and burned them in front of him.
Well, let me ask you something. And B, I want to ask you too, because you and I kind of talk about this. Yeah, folks, we talk about this randomly, just by ourselves. But
That's not weird. You're weird.
Oh, you're not wrong. But look at some of these serial killers and some of these people. We'll just say they come from a broken home. They come from abusive homes. My question is, should the families get charged for it too? Because basically they're breeding that.
Well, see, the thing is a lot of them are like Dahmer's parents. Look at Dahmer's parents.
Yeah.
His dad, after he murdered all those guys, he felt like it was his fault.
Yeah.
He spent years torturing himself over the fact that he should have done something when he saw the signs, but he didn't.
Yeah. But I mean, like in this case, the mom was sitting there basically mentally abusing him through his whole life. So basically, she's breeding this behavior. She's in a sense like setting him up for this.
She helped create the hatred that he had toward women.
She like basically she's Dr. Frankenstein, and he's the monster. And that's typical with a lot of these serial killers. So, my big question is: should the family be brought up on charges? Especially if the serial killer says, hey, this is where I come from. This is what I know. That is the normal.
See, they can't charge them though. They didn't do anything really necessarily wrong.
Well, I mean, it's just like creating a hostile work environment. If an environment at work is hostile or demeaning in nature, you can sue. You can sue them. You can have a lawsuit. So I think there should be a law created that the parent should get some sort of blame, or the family should get some sort of blame if they're sitting there creating this type of environment.
Which a lot of these offenders typically don't start really killing people until they're of age anyway. So at that point, it still falls directly on them because they are adults.
which is true. I'm just saying I think a little bit of blame should be in the family.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like with animals. You know, you train them to be mean, they're gonna be mean. If you're nasty to them, they're gonna be nasty. Like look at pit bulls.
There's been scientific studies done on serial killers that it's not all just the environment either.
Yeah.
Some people are born with something missing in their brains that makes them a sociopath or a psychopath.
I'm not saying like all of them. I'm not saying all. I mean, hell,
No,
there's been a couple that said that they're possessed.
One pattern that I'm starting to notice as I study these people is a lot of them are schizotypal.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're not fully schizophrenic because they're aware of the fantasies in their head.
Mhm.
They just don't know how to stop them. And eventually something snaps to the point that the only, I guess, freedom from that desire that builds up in their head does end up leading to murder.
Yeah.
Well, that was actually what happened with I know we're talking about Jerry, but that happened with Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah.
He had all these fantasies of younger men because he was gay. Didn't know how to deal with the fact that he was gay, seeing as he grew up where gay wasn't okay.
In that time frame.
In that time frame, gay wasn't okay. And
thanks, Ohio.
Yeah, Ohio. Thanks, Ohio. And
first Jeffrey, now Ohio State.
Hey, I'm from Ohio. Deal with it.
I had to take a shot.
Something in his brain when he became of age and went through hormonal changes snapped. It was when his parents left, when his mom left him in the house by himself.
Yeah.
That's what snapped in him to cause him to murder, because everybody in his life basically left him.
And it's also interesting that several of these individuals have spent time in the military. And most of them are usually discharged due to psychological, illness.
Either psychological, or they abuse alcohol or drugs.
Or they end up with so many charges that they have to take and get rid of them.
Yeah.
And Jerry was no exception. He spent time in the Army. He worked with the radio communication and was actually fairly good at it. It was that Tinker Toy. Almost all of them, like Edmund Kemper, he had Tinker Toys. There's several similarities throughout all of them. That was the cool thing about the project where they did the surveys with the serial killers when they started the behavioral science unit with the FBI. Is there were commonalities in their personalities and their behavior. And Jerry, whenever he got out, actually went to work for a radio station whenever they had where they lived in Oregon at the time.
That's what's also funny, is they all seem to have normal jobs and normal lives, and they seem normal.
Yeah, which is, I don't want to say funny because it's really not, but
it's slightly disturbing that like you could be working next to somebody who could be thinking about killing you.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is what really bugs me about society anymore. You gotta be nice to everybody because you just never know. The one comment may be that catalyst to make them snap. I mean, there's that meme. The guy comes in and goes, "Thanks for the Snickers." I don't know if you guys know which one I'm talking about, but I'll have to send it to you. That's scary, but it's true. It is 100% true. Or even Red Dragon. I love that movie. It's a great movie, by the way. The Hannibal Lecter movies, Red Dragon. Dude was working in a video place. Just no big deal. Everybody thought he was normal. Just a little weird, but normal. That describes a lot of people that I've worked with.
That describes a lot of how people view most of the serial killers, too, that they knew. Mm-hmm. I mean, Anne Rule, the author, used to work right next to Ted Bundy at a suicide hotline.
Right, and I know it's a TV show, but look at Dexter.
Yeah.
Forensics. He was right there, and he knew what he was doing. You just have to be careful. Oh, there's Cece. Long time no see.
Hi, CC. Hi, Joanne. Thank
Well,
you
there
all for
was
joining.
there
Thank you
was
all for
Dahmer,
watching.
who worked in a chocolate factory.
Charlie.
He worked late night shifts at a chocolate factory before he was fired for alcoholism.
Yeah.
Wouldn't if he was working at Wonka's. I just want to see drunk Oompa Loompas.
I mean, at least he didn't work at Uranus Fudge Factory, so
They're always hiring Packers.
they sure are. Hi, Pam.
Great timing, Pam.
Always hiring Packers.
Great timing, Pam. Come in talking about Fudge Packers.
But
But yeah, and that's the thing. Like, there's so many, there's so many things that really bother me about society, and that's one of them. That is 100% one of them. Everyone's always worried about their feelings. They're always worried about hurt. Screw that. Be nice to people, and you won't have to worry about that. Treat people with respect. You don't have to do anything about it. You don't have to worry about it.
Well, like it says here under marriage, Brudos was married.
Mhm.
He got married to a teenage girl who was 1 month pregnant at the time.
yeah, she was 17 when they met. And that was his first girlfriend, his first love, his first everything. And so they got married because she was already pregnant. And they actually had 2 kids.
Mhm.
You know, he helped take care of kids. He helped, pay bills and stuff. He just had his area that he literally locked everybody out of.
Yeah.
And actually kept souvenirs in their freezer within that locked space. If his wife wanted anything to fix for dinner and stuff from the freezer, she had to use the intercom that he installed to take and ask for it, and then he would bring it out to her.
Well, it's like on Criminal Minds, they did a thing like that was kind of based off of Brudos, I guess. This dude was keeping souvenirs in his freezer, and they had an intercom, and he had a wife who had to use it.
Yeah. And actually, a lot of the pictures that he took and stuff involved the pulley that he kept in the garage because he worked on cars there.
Yeah.
He would take them, tie them up and hang them up so where he could take the photographs, and would even put mirrors underneath of them to take and get images.
Well,
However, that's also what condemned him because it had his image in the mirror.
well, from what I understand, and I'm actually, just so you guys know, we have the wiki up too, just to make sure, just as a refresher. But like, this dude, even when his second child was being born, well, like, she was in labor, he was actually out following another female home. He
Yeah.
saw someone and scandally dressed, and he followed her home. He was taking pictures of her and doing all that crap while his child was being born. I mean, yeah, I agree with what Cece said. If my significant other started doing weird, random shit like that, like disappearing like that, that's a huge red flag to me.
I mean, there were red flags for her before that anyway, because, before their daughter got big enough to where she could walk and this and that, they got to the point that he would have her, clean the house with nothing but a pair of heels on.
Yeah.
While he took pictures and this and that, and then they would have sex after. And that went on all the way up until their oldest child became a toddler to where she could possibly walk in on them. And of course, as marriage goes on, this and that, we are talking about Jerry Brudos.
The lust killer or the fetish killer. I've heard of him as the lust killer. The foot fetish killer or the fetish killer is a new one to me that I've never heard him called before.
You know, I just thought of something. What would the dating be like for him and his wife? Like, what's his pickup line? Let me smell your feet.
No, actually, he met her through this kid that used to come into the radio station all the time that was interested in radio and wanting to learn how to take and do everything. And he jokingly told him to help him find a girlfriend.
Yeah, but
and
that's the thing. Like,
that's how they met.
How is he courting her though? Like, the start of dating, like you find common ground. Like, what does he say? Like, what's his pickup line? You know, take it here, put these high heels on, and let me smell your feet. Like, seriously, like I don't. How would somebody like that date?
See, the thing is though, is that they're good at masking.
Yeah, but
so they're good at being normal.
Maybe that's
they're great at pretending to be normal.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I'm not a serial killer. I can't pretend to be normal.
Maybe that's why a lot of people are afraid of me, because they think I'll kill them.
Yeah, I hear serial killer and I think of like Lucky Charms and Fruity Pebbles, and I'll kill the shit out of the box, but that's.
Guys, by the way, I looked this stuff up for like fun. I watch True Crime.
True
Crime.
That's crime drama. I love that. True crime.
True crime drama.
True crime for fun. I watch documentaries on Netflix and Hulu on serial killers for fun.
She does.
Yeah.
And
if you go to Peacock, they actually have like the Bundy and Gacy tapes. They have them for Charles Manson and Richard Ramirez.
Ooh.
And brother, do you know what's funny? She's 100% serious.
Yeah.
She'll watch this shit before bed.
Yep, and go right to sleep like a baby.
I'll be laying there just trying to get some rest, and I'll hear, oh, he sliced up this person, did this part to this person. I'm like, huh?
People would really throw him off. That's right, Tanner.
If I ever go missing, I'm not gonna say any names, but you won't find me.
You won't find him for many reasons, but that's the main one. Yeah, I know how. I've watched serial killers get caught. I know how to get away with not getting caught.
By the way, if anybody's wondering, the biggest river near us is called the Susquehanna. Just saying, not for reference.
My brother is a police officer. Please do not. Well, my brother's a corrections officer, and my other brother was a police officer. Do not take me seriously. I would not murder him. I don't want to go.
Live anyway.
Unless I deserve it.
I don't want to go to prison, and I would not openly admit that I was going to kill him.
Yes, by the way, Facebook, YouTube, chill the fuck out. We're just playing.
Not a real thing.
Snowflakes.
No.
Doing the fact check.
This is pure, joking. And this is an 18+ show due to adult language and content. So,
The guest.
But yeah, CC. Jerry is an interesting one. He's one of the lesser known, bigger name serial killers. He honestly, his numbers was only 4 as far as how many he actually killed. But, all of the other offenses that he had on top of that and stuff actually brings him up to, probably closer to about 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in the top. He's in the top 20 of serial killers.
What's funny is even after he was caught and finally put in prison, he was like Ed Kemper. He was a star prisoner.
Mm-hmm.
He did everything that they asked him to do. He actually helped set up the computer networking, the computer system, and the cable system in the prison.
Oregon State Penn.
Yep. And as a reward, they would let him take and get mail order catalogs that were full of shoes. Yes, he passed away in 2006 from liver cancer.
Yeah, he did. He was able to order these magazines to basically make things easier for him. We'll just put it nicely.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was in protective custody at all, because if he was at that time, because he was assaulted. if I'm not mistaken.
Several times, and he would never take and say who assaulted him.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's just code. You don't.
Yeah.
You don't say anything.
Well, also, he came in as an offender,
Yeah,
and
but
so
I don't think he would have ratted out on them anyway, because that just would have made it worse.
Although what I really find interesting is even with him being an offender, he was assigned an office job. He was a clerical job. That's what I find interesting is that even in general pop, he would be a trustee as an offender because that's typically a no. If somebody's a big time offender like that, especially something like sexual based, they don't put them near other. I mean, even if they're in general population, they're not going to make them trustees. That's too high of a risk.
and yet he managed to find a way to make it happen.
I don't know.
That is, and honestly, I would consider Jerry more of an organized killer just by his methodology and stuff.
Mhm.
You know, yes, he has fantasies that he had to fulfill, but as far as the way he did things and stuff, it was typically somebody that came close that he could snatch and grab quickly and then hold them in his basement and garage and take his time.
Yeah.
And then he had his own methodology for getting rid of the bodies. So,
And they all do. They all do it some different way.
Well, the whole reason Dahmer got caught was because of the smell in his apartment.
yeah.
He was not. He was a very meticulous killer, but not a very organized one when it came to actually disposing of the bodies.
Well, that was a lot of Dahmer's behavior too. He wanted so badly to be close to them all the time
Yeah, he wanted them as
that
like minors.
he kept them with him.
Mhm.
But that's what inevitably, in the end, he even said that in the interview tape that that's what got him caught.
Yeah.
Was his need to have connection.
I know we're talking about
And
Jerry here, but let's talk about Dahmer for a second. Do you think, given, I mean, I'm not nothing against what he's done. I mean, it's obviously it's terrible what he did, but do you think he would be different? The outcome would be different if he was in today's society, more open for the gay community. Do you think he would have done all that?
it depends.
I'm just wondering.
Because also a lot of it was the fact that he was looking for connection, which was never given to him as a child by his mother.
He got it from his father, but not his
Not his mom.
mother.
Yeah. But his dad worked so much out of town that he rarely got to see him. And
Well,
his dad was out of town at the time that his mom just up and left.
Well, didn't they get a divorce, and that's why his dad wasn't living there at the time?
I don't remember her off the top of my head right now.
Cece says no. She thinks that he would be the same because of his upbringing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we were kind of talking about that.
The thing is now, though, unlike back then, where the gay community wouldn't go to the cops, there would definitely be a higher police presence around that.
Yeah, he wouldn't have gotten away with it as much as he did.
He
I'm
probably wouldn't have killed as many people as he did.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, given the time frame of everything in today's society, where the gay, bi community and all that stuff is more accepted, I think, even with the upbringing, if he would have found a good support group like in that community, I think he would be a little different. Yeah, he might be violent. I give that, but I don't think it would be as bad. I don't think he would have killed. I think he would have just basically found a support group. You okay?
Yeah, allergies.
You allergic to the bullshit?
No, I'm just allergic to life.
Fair. Aren't we all? But no, and Cece, that's kind of what we were talking about earlier with the upbringing. You know, people like Jerry and all that. I personally believe that again, the families should be brought up on charges. If that's how they treat their, I mean, now anymore you can't spank your kids, yeah, but I'm saying like during that time, I think the parents should have been brought up on charges, especially mom treating the kids like that. But that's just me.
Well, wasn't Jerry was also having relations with dead bodies though too. That's another.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said it in an interview, and I was looking at it. He waited until either his victims were unconscious or dead. He liked the power. He liked being in charge. He liked being the dominant role. It made him feel more manly. And again, we've heard this before with other serial killers and other people.
Yeah,
It's
there were
the
several others that were the same way.
yeah, it's
Have a
the
good night, Cece.
CSCC. Miss ya.
Bundy was the same way. Kemper was the same way. Dahmer was the same way. You know, there were several of them that they were just looking for their chance to actually be a dominant person. And the easiest way to be dominant was over somebody that could not fight back. So they were either unconscious or they were dead.
Now, the only difference with Jerry is during one of the interviews, one of the reporters asked if he had any remorse, which is typical, I find, with a lot of these serial killers when they get incarcerated, like Manson. Um, he was asked, is there any remorse? And Jerry basically just took a paper, rolled it into a ball, crumpled up, dropped it on the floor, and said he cared about that much.
Yeah.
You know, I don't. Maybe I'm thinking too much into it, but I think part of that is the incarceration side of him. Then that also is that power again. I think it's environmental. I think part of that is environmental. I mean, we hunt, for example. Wicked Queen and I hunt. We line up a shot for a deer, and we know there's going to be venison in the freezer. There is even a little bit of remorse for that. You're killing something, and that's something that we we want to do. We want to hunt. That's the whole point. I feel like again, it's a conditioned response. I don't feel it's the truth. I think there's a difference between conditioned responses and the absolute truth. And I feel like that something like that is a conditioned response because of the environment, because of where they're at. I mean, and not just Jerry, just any of the serial killers. And they say they don't have any remorse and they would do it again and blah blah blah. Look at where they're asking them at. Ask them before the trial. Ask them before. I mean, I'm not saying all of them, but because there are some sickos out there who just love killing just to kill. But people like that who have this type of abuse and this type of structure in their life, I think it's conditional. I think it's environmental. I think it's a conditioned response. I don't think it's the truth.
I mean, a lot of them, if you watch them in trial, I'm not saying Jerry was one of them, but several of them, they they never apologized. They did not show any remorse. They barely showed any emotion at all. Like, you could look into their eyes and there was nothing there.
But that's what I'm saying is that a conditioned response from the environment, from them being in prison, because
No, it's just how they are.
but all of them though, all of them, because a lot of these ones like crimes of passion. I'm not trying to justify anything. I'm just we all know there's different sides to the story, so I'm trying to think from another perspective. People like Jerry, if he would have gotten the love, the respect, and blah blah blah, if he would have been conditioned better, I still think there's a little bit of humanity in that man, or there would have been before prison, because he didn't get interviewed until after he was in prison for a while.
Yeah.
And prison and being incarcerated changes people. So what I'm saying is his response to not giving a shit about these individuals, to me, I feel like could be a conditioned response because of the
Well,
environment he's in.
here's the thing with a lot of these serial killers, and one of them, I don't know his name, but I watched a thing on him, was he didn't see them as people.
Exactly.
They were toys.
And some people are like that, though.
They were just things. When he started killing animals, they weren't animals, they were just things.
Yeah.
I mean,
And did the social conditioning start when they were in prison? Because a lot of these individuals, their families showed them they did not give a shit about them then. It's like, well, if they don't give a shit about me, why should I give a shit about them or anyone else? And at that point, they stop looking at people as people, and they're just something that's there in the way.
Or they're a means to an end.
Yes.
Like Jerry getting married. He got married because it was the thing to do. He had kids because it was the normal thing to do.
And a lot of these that we've discussed throughout the show and stuff throughout the whole time I've been doing this, a lot of them happened before mental health was really something that you took control of before it hit this point. You know, Jerry had actually went through psych evals and stuff because of behaviors that happened before it led up to murder. If, Kemper had went through psych evals and everything before it led up to murder. And in fact, they had learned how to say what they needed to say in order to beat the psych evals. That way they could be released. And with that, it becomes okay, I know what I'd like to say, but I know what responses they're looking for.
yeah.
And a lot of them really needed therapy more than a psych eval. They needed somebody to actually sit and talk to them and get this out of them as to what was going on in their lives and what led up to it, more compared to, oh, well, he's just got this disorder. It's like, well, what triggered this disorder to show up?
Well, and still, like, psychology, it's obviously further along than what, let's just say, parapsychology and the paranormal is, for what we know. Um, but still, it's not an exact science. We still don't know what triggers this stuff. I mean, it's gotten better. I mean, a lot of schizophrenia and even ADHD. And actually, Wicked Queen and I learned this at Penhurst. A lot of the mental disorders that we know now as the quote unquote normal, they thought was this big disorder, or they thought it was, I mean, even back in the olden days, they thought it was spirits. They thought it was people were possessed. And we're still learning about it. But, I mean, given the year it was, I wouldn't be a bit surprised if he went through electroshock therapy. I mean, all he would have had to say too is even if he was hearing voices, and they would have treated him so much differently.
Me, baby.
Claire.
Claire. Who was it?
That shit's
There's an author that wrote a short story along those lines.
shocking. I couldn't resist.
Chuck Palahniuk wrote a short story
Laugh at my joke.
that he called Zombies, that involved high school students taking AEDs and sticking them to their temples and turning them on.
Hey, electricity will do some nasty, some fun shit to you. I know from experience.
And it was basically giving themselves shock therapy, because afterward they did not stress like normal people did. They did not, they didn't have a care in the world because they'd fried themselves. It was full short circuit after that because they overloaded the system.
This is gonna sound real. Well, I mean,
Well, see, the difference with that is AEDs have a higher shock value because they're meant to start your heart. They're not meant to fix your brain.
and this is gonna sound really weird coming from me, but then again, maybe not. But getting even a 120 volt, a 120 shock. Don't do it, people. I just know from experience. Even hit by a 120,
Light socket.
it releases endorphins. It's an adrenaline rush. It's like getting a shock if you shock somebody. You touch it and
Sticking your
go,
tongue to a 9 volt.
yeah, it hurts, but you'll start giggling about it. Well, I do. But it's shockingly entertaining. It releases endorphins.
Shockingly entertaining.
Oh.
If he's playing with the light socket later, smack him. Or just stand there and let him do it. See if he glows.
If I see him leaning over the bed because he has a power strip next to his bed, if I see him leaning over too far on his bed, I'll just push him over.
Okay.
He's sitting there watching TV. All of a
More room for me.
She's watching TV. All of a sudden, the power just. Will you stop it?
No, I could do. There's a switch. Okay, so there's a switch in our room that was supposed to be for a light.
No.
But for some reason, the way the wiring my house works, it's hooked into the outlet on his side of the bed. I could just turn the outlet off.
Just flick the switch.
Yeah.
I've actually seen that happen and stuff in houses, so it's nothing unusual to me.
She's laying in bed and all the lights are off and it looks like I'm welding on the other side. Will you go to bed?
Well, I didn't know. Well, we tried to plug a lamp in, and I thought
Be right
that
back.
it was.
Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Where are you
Okay.
going?
I gotta do something.
Okay.
Run away.
I will.
Anyway, your story.
I'm too fat to run.
But I thought it was like a legit, like just turning the light on and off. No, because when he went to plug in the power strip didn't work with the light off. So that's how we found out that it was a switch to
That
the
was
outlet.
connected to the yeah.
So I was like, oh.
I live in Eastern Kentucky. That's not an unusual thing to me.
My house was built in the 60s, late 50s,
Yeah,
early
see?
60s, so.
I've seen other houses that are like that. I actually lived in one. It was a few years ago. I lived in one like that. You had to take and have the outlet turned on in order to take and use the light switch. So
This was my
I was
great grandmother's house, so.
yeah. But yes, and another concept that came up in my brain and stuff, especially with the way everything triggers in their heads and stuff with certain individuals and tendencies that run with this spectrum anyway, is I thought about the possible connection on whether or not some of these people are actually autistic.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
most of them are tinkerers, most of them are very meticulous and are very awkward in groups and around other people that they don't know.
And Dahmer was really good at science.
Yeah.
And I went to school with a couple autistic kids. They're always good in one subject.
So, it's just kind of a hypothesis because there's no evidence to back it up without
Well, it's also
anyone being tested. So, yeah.
They have a lot of them had a type. Like, Jerry's was younger teenage girls. Between.
Or at least, yeah, between like 15 and like 20 years old.
Yeah, 23, I think one of his victims was.
Yeah.
Yeah, 23-year-old. So between like 15 and their early 20s.
Yeah. And Kemper, his were co-eds, specifically the ones that went to the college that his mom worked at.
And I think they were all brunettes like his mom, too.
Yeah. Bundy, all of his resembled his first girlfriend to some extent. The facial features, the long brunette hair parted down the middle. They all followed a pattern. Well, except
This
for
is
when
why I
Bundy
dye
fled.
my hair different colors. I won't ever get picked up by a serial killer for being a brunette, Raymond. Never. I will dye my hair as many different colors as I have to before I get picked up by a serial killer for
I'll
being
be
a
a technicolored rainbow first.
Because this right here is my natural hair color right on the top of my head. It's
Yeah.
like that darkish brown. So I am a brunette. I'm most serial killers' types. For some reason, serial killers like brunettes. Not blondes, not redheads. For some reason, it's brunettes.
Yeah.
I want to know why that's a thing.
Well, also, if you look at most of them and their hair colors and stuff, it's usually either a light or a darker brown. So it falls right in that hair color line. And they're usually, technically the term is the same skin tone. I'm not going to say color because that just sounds stupid. They typically have about the same skin tone as well. Most of them stay, if it's a white serial killer, they stick to white women. If they're a serial killer of color, they stick to, you know, women of color. It's just how they roll. They stick to what they know.
That's what was interesting about
What's up,
Dahmer.
Larry?
He went
Howdy, sir.
he went
Yeah,
for he went for African American males.
which is actually probably more of what he was attracted to in his situation.
Which I also found amusing because everybody says, and everybody at the time was like, "Oh, serial killers stay within their color class or their skin group."
Yeah,
And then he just kind of blew it out of the water by only picking fit African American males.
which, like I said, goes back to probably what he was attracted to. Also, if you look at where he lived at the time, he lived in almost like a housing authority, which is typically lower class individuals. So that's what he was surrounded by.
Also, at during that time as well, not very many police officers were too concerned with that community. So if they were to go to the police and say that a bunch of them went missing, it's not like the cops would be like, "Oh yeah, we'll be right there."
Yeah, it was the 80s in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So, um,
Sorry about that.
yeah.
I don't know if you've got it going around, Raymond, but we've been fighting this stomach thing for weeks now. She just
um,
she just got
I
over it.
I haven't experienced it yet.
You don't want
It's
to.
I
um
I know it's been throughout the area and stuff, but other than work and stuff, I really don't go anywhere to be around people
You like
for reasons like that.
see, my problem is we had 4 people at my work that had it. So they
Oh,
were contagious before they were out for 2 days. Which means it's spreading around my work, and I just got it, and one of my other coworkers had it while I had it, and now, as you can tell, I have a cough and a sore throat now as well from it.
and I don't know
yeah.
what it is with mine, but my stomach, especially after I eat, my stomach just hates me.
So at least you can eat. I still don't have my appetite back.
It'll be a cold day in hell before I'm not able to eat. My fat ass will eat no matter what. I don't care.
Well, that's the thing, though, is like it's been almost 6 days. I should have my appetite back by now. I still don't.
You know what? I know Mister is here, and I know Health Empowers You is a great way to lose weight, but this sickness is another good way. It's not fun, but it's a good way to lose weight.
Yeah, I was what was it, Noon? 181 pounds.
Yeah,
I was 181 pounds.
She dropped 12 pounds.
Yeah, I dropped
weeks.
12 pounds in 2 weeks from being sick.
I mean, I get that. Whenever I had my second open heart surgery, I dropped about 30 pounds in a matter of 6 weeks.
They said I would lose weight after my gallbladder surgery, but I found it real quick.
You did lose some weight. We had to get rid of some of your pants and get you new ones.
Oh, that's right. I was in 40, then I went down to now I'm in the 36.
Yeah, now you're in the same pants. No, you were in a 38. Now you're a 36.
No, I don't. As long as they fit, I don't care.
She's like, I know your size is better than you do.
I don't even know if I don't even care if they
She's
fit.
got to measure for the hole.
As long as I can fit my fat ass in them, and I can, I got to put a belt on, good to go. I don't care if they're folded over or anything, but
I do. That bothers me.
I don't care.
That bothers the fuck out of me.
I'd run around. I'd run
My
around naked
minor OCD can't.
I'll be honest. If I could run around butt ass naked, I wouldn't care. And she'll attest to that too.
Yeah.
If I could, I would. I'd be a nudist.
If my brother wasn't here at the house, he'd probably be walking around naked.
There ain't no probably about it. I'll tell you something else, brother.
I mean, even on here, he'd probably be full Winnie the Pooh.
Now, from here, there's a reason why you see. I got rid of the camera from the back, because from here down, you don't know what's going on. Sit back down, just take my pants off. I've done that.
It'd be that opening scene from Mindhunter where he goes, I can see you're naked. I can see you're cold.
One of these days in the summer, I'm just, I gotta get up to see something, and just, yeah. I'll forget.
He was really, though, Jerry was really meticulous about where he dumped the bodies.
Yes.
There's Pinkie Pie to bring us back on
The
track.
Willamette River. And he did it in the same manner, too. It was usually heavier car parts, old used car parts.
Mm-hmm.
And he used electrician's wire to take and bind them to it, to take and dump them.
And he would wrap them in a coat or an old blanket.
Which I never understood that.
While you guys were chit-chatting, I was reading, and I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
Which I never understood that. Like, they don't learn from the mafia. Mafia gave them concrete shoes. They sink. These people that throw bodies in bags or blankets and stuff like that, don't they realize that the gas from the body will eventually make them float?
Well, no, he tied them to an old car part or whatever and then threw them in.
Yeah.
You gotta tie it to an engine block or something.
But the problem is over time, though, that rope or whatever or wire will deteriorate.
Depending on where it's at. I mean, if it's in a river like the Susquehanna, where it really doesn't get that quick a lot, it can stay down there for a while. You're talking years and years and years, and by that time, the body's already decomposed.
Yeah, the first one they found was decomposed to the point that they could not tell certain things other than the fact that the person had died from strangulation. So,
well, it also says, due to the extent of decomposition, a subsequent autopsy was unavailable to determine whether she had been assaulted. Although coroner death ruled her being due to strangulation. In addition, her autopsy revealed needle marks encircled by a burn on each side of her rib cage close to the armpit, which had evidently been inflicted after death. So post-mortem desecration.
Which,
yeah. Which also led to the souvenirs he kept in the freezer as well. One, he cut their foot off. Another one, he removed their breast and actually had copper paperweights made out of them.
So he could feel them always, Newt.
Yeah. And
I don't get any ideas just because I want your femur bone.
Oh, you wanted my skull?
I do want your skull.
Yeah, by the way, folks, just to give you an idea of the insight on Wicked Queen here, we were out building our pool area this past summer. And just randomly.
No, not randomly. To be fair, on my end, I had my headphones in. Yes.
Pitter patter.
I had my headphones in and I was listening to this couple that does a podcast about relationships and like how to work out difficult situations in relationships to keep the relationship strong. She said something to her husband, and her husband said, yes, it's in my will. She gets my femur bone when I die. He's like, the rest of me is cremated, but she gets that bone. It is in my will. So she gets his leg bone when she dies.
Mind you, I have no idea what she's listening to.
No.
Just turns to me.
Yep.
And she calls me Newt, by the way. If anybody, like Newt Scamander, you know who that is. Well, anyway, she looks and goes, hey, Newt. I said, yeah. She goes, can I have your skull when you die? Mind you, no context. That's what she says to me. And I'm just like, I don't fucking care. I'm dead. Make it
Keep it. It's fine.
Make it a candy bowl.
Well, the other thing is, as we all know, because we are part of the paranormal, that ghosts and spirits cling to things.
Oh, I'm haunting your ass regardless.
I know, but
it
would be more likely that you haunt me if I have a piece of you.
There ain't no more likely about it. It's happening. It's going to be a thing.
She's
and
going
you
to
know
turn
it will be worse.
like Bob off of the Dresden Files.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to seal you in it and have you pop out just so she can argue with you.
But you know what? Ask her what she has in a book upstairs in the bedroom.
I have Jesus. He has an old Bible from his church, like when they switched over to the new Bibles. So it's called my Jesus book, and I say I have Jesus trapped in the book, and the book is never to be opened because Jesus is in there.
That makes sense.
I told her, I said, one of these nights I'm going to wait till she passes out and just open and just lay it on her face. He goes, don't you dare. I'm like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to switch out her. Oh, that's what I'll do. I'll switch out Ed with the Bible. I'm going to do it. That's happening.
You better hope it's one of those nights where I'm on day 8 and I barely got any sleep. Because you know I'm a light sleeper. If I wake up and you're putting a Bible in my hands, you're getting smacked with it right across the face.
See, now, I'm able to switch it out. She wakes up to get a drink or something. Look, see, she's got a Bible in her arms, and I'm just going to get right across the face. That's how I'm going to get woken up.
And I'm still going to go get a drink.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But yeah, this, by the way, folks, this is 100% like legit truth, what we're saying about like her wanting my skull and the Jesus book. Like, this is legit. Like, we're not putting an act up. This is exactly how we are.
Yeah. No, I legitimately want his skull when he dies. The rest of him can be cremated, but not that.
I don't want to be cremated. You know what? I don't give a shit. I told her, I said, you can throw me in the river. You can put me in a refrigerator box. You could stuff me for all I care. I don't give a shit.
I just want... I honestly, though, when you die, I want to see our daughter's reaction when the coroner hands me your skull. I want her to look at me and be like, why do you have that?
You should get my whole head, like from neck up, just taxidermy. Because you can't do the whole body. There's no law against just the head.
I don't want to see your face, though.
I know, but that'd be fun. Just have me like a puppet. Or even a Halloween decoration. Make my mouth move.
Are you ignoring the fact that I just said I didn't want to see your face?
When we first met, you said my face was stupid.
I did.
So, you know,
I hated his face.
She did. She actually called it my stupid
I said that to my best friend when he said to give Matt a chance. I said, I hate his stupid face, though.
And then she fed me.
And now look at you both. You're still together.
And Lord. She still hates my stupid face.
8 years later.
And she still hates your stupid face. Oh.
No, I'm serious though. Turn me into a Halloween decoration. Make my mouth move. That'd be great.
I could get one of those like 3D skeletons and take the plastic head off and attach your head instead.
I still want my mouth to move. Hey, then I can have teeth.
Happy.
I'll teeth by then.
I'll put the plastic teeth in your skull because you won't have teeth.
She's gonna glue them from the back, so we'll glue them in there.
Yeah.
You should
No
get
lie.
chiclets off of Dennis, like Dennis the Menace.
Hey,
Have chiclets in there.
No, I'd eat the chiclets. But no lie, brother. I've actually looked into it. I thought about like when we go to Spirit Halloween or something. You can ask her. I've actually thought about getting those and just gluing them in and just say yay. But that wouldn't work.
One last thing on Jerry is whenever the profilers came in to interview him, he was like, it's funny because I don't really remember anything because I've been known to black out due to hypoglycemia. I have low blood sugar. And that's actually what he would say at first until they finally got him to open up and talk to them.
He just wanted a Snickers.
Actually, he just wanted a pair of shoes. They brought him a pair of shoes.
You're not yourself.
You're not yourself without your heels.
Without a
Yeah. You're not yourself
Jerry,
without your heels.
Jerry, you're not yourself today. Here's a Snickers.
It's a size
I didn't
4.
get that. Could you try again?
I wasn't talking to
I
you.
have another request. Okay.
Apparently Siri had something to say about it.
Thanks, Siri.
Hold on a second. I want to ask something here. Hey, Siri.
Oh, God.
What's your thoughts on
Sorry, there is nothing to repeat.
I hate technology. You're as bad as Alexa. Hey, Siri. What's your thoughts on Jerry Brudos?
Sorry, I don't understand.
Nobody does. Never mind. She doesn't have an opinion.
Hey, Siri, what's 0 divided by 0?
So actually, we found out something. This is a little like side note because Matt was talking about technology, but we actually asked Alexa the one day because the ring was going around, like she was listening. We actually said, "Hey Alexa, are you listening?" And it went boop doop and shut off. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
"It was fucking listening to us."
Hey, Siri. Do you listen to my conversations?
I respect your privacy and only listen when you're talking to me. You can learn about Apple's approach to privacy at apple.com.
That actually is true. Siri is the only AI that doesn't listen to you unless you're talking
Hey,
to
Siri,
her.
I think that's bullshit.
I don't know how to respond to that.
Nobody does.
That's actually true, though. Apple added a safety feature that Siri isn't listening to you unless you talk to her. Amazon could learn something from that.
Hey, Brian, I think I figured out a new show. Siri and the consultant.
Right after we did that, though, I went on my Amazon because I think we were talking about Harry Potter. Weren't we? Harry Potter or Fairy Tale?
I think Fairy Tale we were talking about.
We were talking about an anime called Fairy Tale, and there was nothing but like Fairy Tale related stuff on my Amazon page.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that's fucking creepy. I don't like that. I don't like that she's listening to me.
Yeah, because when we were doing the Harry Potter stuff, you were trying to do the Harry Potter spells,
Oh yeah.
and she didn't understand.
Alexa didn't understand.
No, although I did change our Alexa to Pikachu the one day, and Wicked Queen almost killed me.
I hated it.
I did it while she was at work. She came home and tried to set the alarm, and all I hear is, "What the fuck is this?" I'm like, "Yeah, she found it."
Yeah, that was when I worked at Scoreboard. I came home late and I had to get up early in the morning, so I wanted to go to bed right away. And all I hear is Pika, and I'm like, "What the fuck?"
She did not appreciate.
I mean,
did
fair
not
enough.
appreciate the Pikachu.
I didn't. Oh,
I still think it's funny you guys came on and Angel ran upstairs. I think when she heard my voice and realized who you guys were talking to, she was like, "Nope, I'm dipping."
no, she actually wanted to
He's going to talk about the pretzels again.
She wanted to go get something to eat, in all honesty. So she's upstairs eating.
Well, if you're watching, don't be mean to the pretzels.
She didn't have pretzels.
She didn't have pretzels yet today. I have a bowl of pretzels though from my work.
I think they're safe. I don't know. She might kill some later. I'm not sure.
Like I said, she can take them.
Oh, we saw popcorn.
Don't put the pretzel.
Yes, we have popcorn. Don't eat all my fucking popcorn. You ate it all last time, and I only got a bag.
I'll save you 2 bags this time.
Yeah, it's more than one.
There you go.
You know that's stuff that I'm technically not allowed to take, but because it's expired, I'm allowed to take it.
I don't care if it's expired or not. If so, I'll still eat it. Give a shit. I'm fat.
That's besides the point.
Oh, she's swinging for the fences now. So since we've completely derailed from Jerry, which I don't think there's anything we can really say more than what we've said anyway.
Yeah. The short version is be nice to people.
Yeah.
And maybe after
Be nice to people. Be nice to people.
I mean,
Keep
the
a
only
Snickers
thing
on
we
you.
really didn't cover was his first offense, but that's really nothing. He was a peeping Tom and took a bunch of pictures that he wasn't supposed to have.
And had a tendency to raid people's homes and take women's shoes and lingerie and underwear.
Somebody has to smell your feet. Tell them no. No, thank you.
If you get on those weird, like, 18-plus chat sites and somebody asks you for feet pictures, just say no.
Or just send
Or say $20 first.
You know what? If somebody does ask for feet pictures, send them like animals, like the paws. Be like, you didn't specify.
I have had people do that. I had a friend do that. There was, like, this guy she was talking to. And for some reason, he asked for her feet pictures, and she sent him pictures of her dogs. Her dog's paw pads.
Didn't specify. So, ladies, guys, if anybody's asking for feet pics, send them pictures of paws.
If you have
Everybody
if you have an animal, pause. If you have a
Even if-
lizard, you could just send him a picture of the lizard.
Even if that's a good
Lizard.
one. By the way, folks, if you
Lizard.
an eyelash crested gecko, they are derpy.
Lizard.
Fuck. There's a lot of basic.
Yeah, there is.
But if anybody's ever seen an eyelash crested gecko,
Geckos.
they're derpy as fuck. So if somebody wants a selfie, just get a picture of a crested gecko and send that. They are funny little bastards. But we do appreciate you coming on. And actually, Raymond said to me
Thanks,
it started that, if Pinkie Pie, if Wicked Queen wanted to join, she's more than willing. All I had to say was, hey, Raymond wants to talk about serial killers. Do you want to come along? And she goes, do you have to fucking ask?
Why is that a question?
So I jumped straight on, sent her the link. Here, have this. And that's why I told you all what I told her before we started the show. It's always the same one.
Mm-hmm.
Good night, Mom. Love you, Mom.
Night, Mom.
Hi.
Well, I appreciate you inviting us on again, brother.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining me, and thanks for helping me carry this conversation longer than 30 minutes, because that's about what it would have been by myself. The anxiety will have built up, and I'd have been like, okay, I got to go. I'll talk to you all later.
I've done that. I've done that a couple times on my old show.
I will say
I can't talk no more. There's no time. I am out of things to speak of. Bye.
She has. But I will say, I don't know about this week. We might have our initial episode this week. Not too sure. But
it with me working the next 7 days, that might depend on my mood.
Yeah, and if anything, it might be early afternoon. So just keep your eyes open on Paranormal Consultant. I might have a Facebook for us here shortly, and maybe a YouTube channel, but I'll let everybody know through Paranormal Consultant. And you just gotta look for creepy conspiracies.
Just look for the picture of Pinkie Pie smacking Matt, and you'll find the right spot.
That's our new thumbnail.
Yeah.
I feel I feel uneasy. I feel a disturbance in the force. I'm talking to Raymond. Oh, that makes sense.
Actually, that did happen. That is 100% true. She messaged me the one day. She goes, "Something doesn't feel right. Are you okay?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm fine. Why?" She goes, "I don't know. I just feel off. What are you doing?" I said, "I'm talking to Raymond." And she goes, "Oh, that makes sense."
What is absolutely worse about that is everybody knows that me and him have spirit guides.
Mhm.
Buddy was sitting at the corner of my bed with the stupidest. And I mean, he's a wolf, so he can't really like express. But with his tongue out to the side, tail going as fast as he could, stupidest fucking look on his face. And I'm like, something is wrong. He does not ever look like this unless he's having a derp moment. So that's when I had to text Matt and be like, "What? Something is wrong. What is going on?"
I'm having ideas with Raymond.
Yeah.
And apparently, you were making Buddy short circuit his brain.
I mean, that doesn't take much. That's like our orange boy Natsu. Every once in a while, he's able to get the brain cell, but any other time, he's just
He'd been being tormented by a stray. Be nice to him.
not for long.
I mean, orange cats are like Labradors. You know, they have one brain cell and they pass it all between them.
I think sometimes his Wi-Fi disconnects. Though.
He gets it. So the look on his face.
Can't get the quarters in the router because he doesn't have thumbs.
So the look on his face when he gets the brain cell goes from this to
Yeah, he just all over. It's like ADHD. He just will not sit still.
He's like, oh wow, there's shit around me. What?
he goes from blank stare, like not even realizing you're there, to humans.
Where did you come from?
Where did you come from?
He'd be laying there for hours on end, and he just not a care in the world. And all of a sudden, he just perks up and is like, "Where'd you come from?" And he's like, "I love you."
You.
How long have you been here? You should be petting me now. What's going on?
What makes it worse is when he does get the brain cell, he gives you love bites.
Yes.
And they're like aggressive too, to like where he pinches your skin to get your attention.
Unless he wants out, then he does. He just bites you just to bite you.
Yeah, he just bites you.
Oh.
Or he'll step on you.
Well, steps on you.
Or sit on my head.
He's learned that when I fall asleep, I'm gone. Nothing and nobody will wake me up.
If he walks on me with his whole 10.5 pound weight, he will get me up.
Not me.
Because I'm a light sleeper.
I have no fucks.
No, if the house was on fire, I probably couldn't even get you up.
That's not true, because I did wake up that one day to the smell. Remember? There was that smell.
That wasn't you getting up, though. That was Buddy getting up first and waking your ass up.
I still got up.
Because of Buddy.
I still got up.
And to be fair, he woke me up first.
And if anything else, be like, hey, Raymond just messaged and said he had an idea. What?
That's how I get her up sometimes. Hey, babe, I have an idea. What the fuck you did?
What the fuck you just call me?
Deal with it.
You don't call me that.
Picking on me, I'm picking on you. I know it bothers you.
That's not my name.
That made me
And this is where we end the show, so, Pinkie Pie can smack Matt off camera so we don't get yelled at for violence. Oh, she's throwing things at him.
It was some roll of surgical tape.
You ain't getting that back, I hope you know.
I don't even know why it's over here or where it came from.
I don't know, but it's over here now. It's mine.
Okay.
As soon as I find it.
It's in my space.
It's in my space. It's mine.
In my
He's going to pick it up and be like, I looked at it. It's mine now.
I really don't know where that went. It rolled under my chair and disappeared. I really don't know.
You just thought you were getting it.
Ghost tape.
Oh my god, that was the realest one of my laughs I've ever fucking done on a show.
There's a dime under my desk for some reason.
Is it heads or tails?
Heads.
No, that's a penny.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
10 times.
That's funny.
10 times the luck of its tail.
I seriously don't know where. Oh, I found it. It's under my foot.
No.
Found it. It's mine now.
Couldn't find it for my shoe.
My shoe hit it. So, see, we could just do a show just with this.
Just us going back and forth, probably. I mean, that's what mental health by the mentally disturbed became.
That needs to be a thing. And then special episodes like Amazon, Temu.
Don't even get me started on Temu. I find a lot of things on there. I found my desk mat on there.
Yep.
My kitties.
Star say, is that the one that got thrown at Matt?
No.
That's your sexy bear. I don't even know where the sexy bear thing is.
Upstairs.
Thank God.
No, my desk mat. It was a lot bigger than I thought. But it's got kitties on it.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
And little, like, spell jars and stuff. And I thought that was cute.
I need to get
Nice.
one or two.
And it was only $5.
I mean, that's where my backdrop came from.
Temu?
Yep. It takes up the wall. Like, literally, I had to fold it to make it fit.
Yeah, we have
Yeah, I have to
three
squeeze my desk mat underneath my tower for it to fit properly on my desk.
which I have to move my tower. Maybe I'll do that this week.
We're only off 3 days, but
I know. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I don't know. I don't know what I want to do yet.
I know what you're gonna do
Well,
tomorrow.
yeah, but besides that, don't mind us. This is normal, folks, but I think that'd be a great show idea. We just decide, let's look on Amazon and see what's going on. What do we want to look up?
I mean, we've done it before.
And people liked it.
Yes, people did the random shit we found on Amazon.
Like that bubble, the big bubble bouncy house thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or the human hamster balls.
Yo, those things are fun.
I have plans for those. Me and a buddy had plans for those years ago. Our idea was to take and have those and get in them and have somebody shove us out the back of a plane into the middle of a hurricane.
You spin me. No.
Just, and you see us go tumbling and that one just goes.
Bring in a twister.
Yeah.
Well, what we could do? Oh, that's an idea. Do a show and just look on like Amazon and Temu and Wish for paranormal equipment,
That'd be fun.
and then whatever else we fucking come up with.
It's hard to say because we'll start with paranormal and divulge very, very quickly.
And like I said, people liked it, so that's an idea. We need to do that. That needs to be a thing. Write that down. Write that down.
Okay, you write that down.
I was gonna say I don't have a pen over here, but I do. Pen from Penhurst.
There you go. The Penhurst pen.
It's a bone too. It's an actual
But
femur
is it? Hey, there's your femur.
bone. Oh no. Yes. No, we were taking down Halloween decorations, and she had a femur bone. I think it was a femur bone, and I was holding it somewhere.
Of course you are.
She went to go grab it, and I go, I have a boner. She hit me with it.
That's fine. Last night, he had it again for some reason. I don't know why, and just set it on the bed. And I threw it off the bed, and I looked at Natsu, and I said, Natsu, I threw your dad's bone away.
There's the evil laugh. There we go.
There, I wrote it down. Paranormal shopping, Amazon, Temu, Wish.
God. Not Wish.
Yes.
No.
If we're doing Temu, we have got to do Wish. Oh, Raymond lost his quarter. He needs to put another quarter in.
Well, it's almost time for us to go to bed anyway.
If you go to bed.
I'm gone. Where'd I go?
No, you're still there. You're
You're still there.
frozen.
It's just you're frozen.
No, it is wintertime. Hold on. I hope
I
so.
mean, it is getting colder out.
Here,
I
I'll slow
guess.
you
Yeah. Thank you. Let's see if it works. I don't think it's working.
It's not.
I'm not warming up the frostbite setting in. So with that, we'll take and go ahead and call it for the night. Um, thank you both again for joining me. I hope we can do this again very, very soon because this has just been a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
hopefully next time we can have Renee up too. Like I said, she had a family emergency to deal with, so
Well,
hopefully she'll be back next week.
Renee, if you're watching, hope everything's all right.
Me too. And as always, thank you for watching Death Scenes and